But my mom sat on with these people. She signed her life away. I just didn't know it. She did it with my blessing. I didn't know. I didn't know she was signing her life away. And these people treat me like shit, like I'm nothing. And my mom started wising up. They just laugh, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, you know, she tried to get answers from them. At one point she was, even when she was a little bit brave, Laura doesn't trust you and neither do, they don't care, okay? Try to get her to sign a paper without telling her what it is, and she was smart enough not to sign it. I wrote articulate letters saying, please, you know, and one time I even got, your mom's from the bitch, your mom's our client, not you, but if my mom was in the position, I'm supposed to, I'm the family member, I'm supposed to be protecting her and overseeing you. If there was, there's nobody overseeing you. My mom's the client, your mom's the client, not you, but if she was in her right frame of mind, she wouldn't need you motherfucking bitches in the first place. I wrote letters. Please, if you switch her meds around, if you do this, if you do that, will you explain it to her so she can explain it to me? So we don't, she doesn't miss it when she was coming on the weekend, so she gets her pills, you know, and I look, and I'm like, what's this new pill? And my mom's like, I don't know, and then I have to go look it up online, and one time, there was a friggin' pill there, and they started, you know, they switch her meds around, and instead of going to the new medication, the bitch doesn't want a maced medication. I asked her, why did you do this? It looks the same as the other one. Just start her new. I don't want to waste medication. What does it matter if you waste medication? How many times has my mom been in the hospital and her meds, you know what I mean? You switch medication, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I write. It doesn't matter. There was nowhere to turn, and in the end, my mom she's going to just be in denial. She saw it. She saw what they were doing, but she's helpless. Get a lawyer, and I tried. Lawyers don't want to touch this with a 10-foot pole. You mentioned elders, you mentioned government. They don't want, they run away. It's too complicated. They don't want to touch it. Again, one person alone. That's what I'd have to hear. I told you what the bitch said. Different bitch. New bitch that we really liked in the beginning, but, you know, they're all going to be, new people come in, new nurses, they're all going to be influenced by the bitch who hasn't liked me from day one, you understand? If new people come in, do they know what has transpired in the several months before they come in? No, they know whatever that bitch who hates me tells them. That's it. All they know. How dare you, when my mom is trying to complain about this bitch justifiably, even to her DMH worker, but he blows you off. He was no help. I cried and cried and cried to him. No help. He just disappeared. He can't be bothered. She signed her life away. If I have to hear things like, your mother's our client, not you, I'm not being respected. If I have to hear this bitch tell my mom, the one that I had really liked, the nurse, the new one who knows nothing, who just came in a month and a half before, okay? I don't see why Laura has to be involved in your meds at all when we're handling them. No respect from me, none. And my mom is, you know, she tries, but she feels even more helpless than me. I can at least go online and try to find lawyers and get rejected. Repeatedly. One was so nice. He talked to me for a half an hour on the phone. He got what I was saying 100%, and then he said, I'm sorry, Laura, I'm too busy. I recommend this one. And this one was female. And I don't want to deal with female, when these are all bitches who are doing this to me. Why do I want to deal with a female? I wanted you. You were so nice and so compassionate, and you were willing to talk to me for half an hour, literally on the phone, only to tell me you can't take us. Just like go to Boston, go to the board of whatever, go do this, do that, and then, as you know, all the shit was hitting the fan. I had to concentrate on the fucking bubbling bathroom and contractors and field adjusters and this and that, and you know what I mean? I'm just one person, and I still have to sleep, and I still get sick, and I still have to have some kind of pathetic fun in order to think anything's even worth trying at all. My mom felt betrayed, but what can she do? It's like her being a kidnapping victim. If they're in her life all the time, she's got to just put it in the back of her mind and forget it. But you know, it was messing with her. It's not healthy, like Selena said. Your mother's mentally ill and she's being put in the middle of what you know, but they're going to negate me because I'm mentally ill, but I know what you're doing. Every word my mom tells me, everything you say to her. Signed her life away. Nothing we can do. Now it's too late anyway, because they're going to pounce. No doubt in my mind. They tried to pounce when she was well. What are they going to do when she's not well? I mean, that's rocket science. She couldn't get a straight answer from them. And after they betrayed us and went by their backs and did what they did, and that bitch ongoing, escalated into, you know, culminated into that, I wrote letter after letter, begging for respect, begging for, you know, I have copies, just like what this says, I don't matter in this life. That's all. I don't matter. I don't matter at all. Because if I mattered, the universe would send just one person who's genuine, sincere, and could help me fight these motherfucking bitches. All I can ever cling to is what I know, what my mom wanted when she was well. When she's sick, I'm the enemy. I'm saying bad things about her friends. I'm warning her not to trust her friends, you see? Isn't that like the Stockholm Syndrome? Didn't Joe or Selena mention that to me too in really brilliant, wise texts? Those two could never be friends because they're different people. But when it comes to all this shit, they're on the same page, believe me. In fact, it was uncanny because Selena was saying one thing to me, and I'm like, Joe just said the same damn thing to me, Selena, without you guys knowing each other or talking or knowing what they, you know. They can't help me. They're thousands of miles away. Lawyer listened to me. If he thought I was full of crap, what would he have done? He wouldn't listen to me and cut me off in 5 minutes, full half hour he gave me his time. And then he referred me to somebody that I looked up online and didn't like. You know, I'm not just going to take anybody. I wanted you. I liked you. So you had high reviews. I went you. But you know, he took me seriously, or he wouldn't have listened to me at all. He was so nice. And while I'm talking to him, did I know in the end he was going to say, I'm sorry, I can't help you? No, but I poured my heart out to him about these people and everything, and elder services showing up at my mom's doorstep when she's well, because they're going to jump to conclusions and think all this fucking shit because they don't like me, and meanwhile they don't know shit about anything. You don't step into our life and think you know everything, but they arrogant. That's what Selena, arrogant. Of course, gonna laugh at my sick mom. I met the mom when she's trying to be all firm, and Laura doesn't trust you, and neither do I. That's what she said to the nurse that knew that my mom used to love her. Yeah, she used to love you until you negated her when she's trying to complain about this bitch justifiably. And the DMH worked with no help. It's like he threw my mom to the wolves, and she signed her life away. Who knew? Who knew? I have no idea what she signed. It took place at her apartment with them and the DMH worker. She signed her life away. And then my mom being who she is, if she sees me feeling helpless and whatnot, and she knows she's being, you know, just brushed aside, then she's gonna just withdraw, go into denial, and get mad at me. And then she also has memory problems and she'll forget. I asked her, do you even remember what happened at the dentist, what that bitch did to me? My mom's like, no, I don't. I'm sorry. And it wasn't that long after it had happened. Unless the universe sees fit to send someone to help me. So much I could read to you. In the end, it's really all I have is my lifelong ability to communicate things in an articulate manner that people can understand. It's all I have in this life. I'm sure you can grasp the concept though. If the bitch has been here all along for almost a year, but new people come in, what are they going to know? They're only going to know what she says, right? That's not rocket science. And then if new management comes in, does it matter if the old management, it doesn't matter. It's just, my mom signed her life away. We just didn't know it at the time. And I'm mentally ill too. I can't fight these people alone. Are you kidding me? But I'm not lying. That lawyer listened to me for a half an hour. A lawyer's not going to waste his time if he doesn't believe what you're saying is valid. 30 full fucking minutes he gave me his time. And then I was waiting for him to say, come on down, you and your mom. And then he didn't. He's like, I'm so sorry. I'm too busy, Laura. But he listened to me for half an hour on the phone. Basically gave me what you know as a free consultation. He wouldn't have referred me to one of his colleagues if he didn't think my mom and I had a case, you understand? Lawyers don't play around. It proves to you, it should, that I can convey, I can get people to understand. I even have my own mom's own words against these people saved on recording, on voicemails, doesn't matter. She has to be with them all the time. It's Stockholm Syndrome. She has to just turn me into the enemies, and then she can't deal with it, and she forgets, and that's all she wrote. Basically, there's just never enough time on one person. I'm trying to do one thing, and you just never know with my mom when she's going to become sick again. It happened a few times. I documented everything while she was in her apartment. She's not any worse off. In fact, she's less right now. Like Churchman said, I just was with her yesterday. I know. She's human. She can be affected by the situation, and then overnight, she's on no sleep, she fills her a cup of coffee, but it doesn't, and then overnight she can not snap out of it, but be much better, and meanwhile she's headed off to a mental hospital where she doesn't belong, and they're not going to help her. You get it? Based on this one incident when she's agitated and tired and not knowing why the police are after her in the middle of the mall, and, not understanding. I'm saying that she's been like this before, both here and when she lived in her apartment. And she just snapped out of it because she would see her psychiatrist and not be in a situation where she hates the police, understandably, and they're all crowding in on her and scaring the shit out of her in the middle of chaos and mall and people and embarrassing, She sees her psychiatrist in times that I believe 100% the psychiatrist is going to section her. It doesn't happen. You get it? You get what I'm saying? It's not like she was any worse than before when she got a chance to snap out of it, but you put her in the mental hospital, that's it. These mental hospitals fuck her over every fucking time. They're not going to arrest her till she's dead. Write a book. I don't care who you are. If you don't have my mom's illness, if police are crowding you in a mall and honing in on you, and you're embarrassed and scared, and there's a whole bunch of people around, you know, and you're on no sleep, and you force yourself awake, you know what I mean? It's going to escalate. It doesn't mean she's like that all the time. She hasn't been. So like the church woman said, I was with her yesterday, you know, she's not like I've seen her in the past. I know. But she's not listening to me. She's taking her meds too late and then taking them again, getting up too early. And, you know, you need time in between. You shouldn't be staying up. But she wants to watch TV. She wants to do this. In her apartment, I used to call her every night, and she'd call me. I just took my meds. It'd just be like 8 o'clock. I think in her apartment too, maybe sometimes she couldn't remember maybe how to use her TV, so she would just go to bed. But here, you know, I'm not gonna treat her like a, you know, I teach her how to use the TV. I teach her how to whatever, and if she wants to stay up, you know. She's here now with me, with Omar. I can't tell her to go to bed. But things get bad when I beg her to just leave me alone and let me sleep, and she won't. You know, and she sleeps a few hours and then I do, and then she accuses me of doing nothing for her sleeping all day while she's off where I'm not going to say she goes. And, you know, but it's not my fault if I sleep all day because you don't let me sleep at night. Even when I've tried to go to bed at you know, I could go to bed at 1 when she went to bed at 12, but if she's up at 3:30 or 4, and then I'm still not getting enough sleep. And to her, it's like, you can go back to bed. No, I can't. It doesn't work that way, Mom. I'm all agitated, afraid for you because you aren't sleeping. It's not my fault she's not sleeping. You know, I just want her to leave me alone, and I'm the one but the fact is, she's repeatedly, she snaps out of it. But you throw her in this mental hospital and that's it, you know? They never help her, and she keeps getting thrown into the worst ones. I can make suggestions, that's it. And they'll overlook the worst ones like they always do, but when it comes down to it, and they're supposed to take the first open bed. They will listen to the family member and take suggestions, but if that they're down to these ones, that's it. It doesn't matter. That's what they have to do in this life. I'm hardly alone. It's like I've become, you know, I feel helpless. I become immobilized. And then I can't do what Joe says, which is find somebody, find people going through the same thing. Laura, so you have a support. It can only be certain people. Has to be people who get it. Has to be people who are as against the whole medication thing and whatnot as I am. And again, it's not like, you know, there are people who are 100% medication, but they also recognize that you don't just leave cold turkey or whatever, and that maybe some people have to take medication, but the whole system, you know, you could be on a lot less if you had different environment and different things in your life and different health things, and not the whole mentality of it's always the medication, we need to put you on more, and mixing it around, and it never helps, and you know, or helps temporarily and then it doesn't, and this is all just pseudoscience bullshit. Okay. This is a whole other ball game. This is a whole other complex that lawyers don't want to touch. I tried. No, I didn't go to the board or whatever because I go anywhere in person and I try to explain this. You don't have time. I explain shit in writing. In writing, I'm articulate, and that is why this lawyer was willing to talk to me on the phone for 30 minutes. He gave me his undivided attention. And he was so nice, but he was too busy. We needed someone now. We can't wait a month. Elder service just showed up at my mom's door, and we don't know what these people are up to behind the scenes. We're getting tight-lipped. My mom's not getting an answer on anything. I write letters that, you know, they know I don't like them. They know I don't trust them anymore, understandably, who would. And now they're not going to communicate anything with me, even changing my mom's meds or what's going on, or why she hasn't seen her psychiatrist in over 2 months when she's supposed to see her every month. And no one will give her a straight answer. Oh, we don't know. Yes, you do. You're all the same octopus with tentacles, you fucking cunts. You know everything. You just won't tell my poor mother. Then you're going to turn around and say she's upset or this or that because of me. Fuck you. It's Marion all over again. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. I have her own words against you, taped, you mother fucking conniving bitches. Your mother's our client, not you. These are different people who said, we don't see why you have to, I don't see why you have to have Laura involved in your meds. We're handling them. Why does she have to know anything? There's all the stuff they say, and who knows what else they say that my mom doesn't tell me. Like Joe said, you don't know what they're saying to her. They're brainwashing her. I know. I'm lucky she tells me she does, because she knows that it's going to upset me. So to my mom, she doesn't want to upset me. She just won't tell me, and she has to tell me. I need to know what these motherfucking bitches are doing behind the scenes while completely just treating me like shit and shutting me out, and we don't get a straight answer, so I have to go through my mom. And, you know, no escape, and it's killing me. So I was like, I should just walk away and leave her to her friends to you know, wolves in sheep's clothing, to do exactly what me and Jones Lena know they're going to do as soon as I'm out of the way. Let them have everything. The universe won't send anyone to help me. It never does. If it did, that lawyer would have ended the 30-minute phone call, which, when do you and your mom want to come in, Laura? I rest my case. This was months ago. Now it's too late. Why do you say it's too late? Because you know what happens when my mom starts thinking I'm the problem. If I could just forget all the things these people have done to you, Mom, like you're forgetting, everything would be fine. Now I'm the problem because I warned her to not trust her friends. I rest my case. But I know what she wanted when she was well, and it was get a lawyer, Laura, get a lawyer. I don't trust these people, get a lawyer. We can't escape them, Mom. Only if we move the fuck far, far, far away from them, and now it's too fucking late.